Here's one that comes up in the corporate world, and I don't know if you guys are aware of this, and financial advisors, folks turning off their 401k contributions a week before bonuses come out.
Mm-hmm.
You've heard of this?
Oh yeah.
All right, talk about it.
I think part of it is some sort of misconceived notion about how bonuses are taxed, how the 401k contributions or the match works. I've heard it all.
Let me set it up a little bit better for you.
Yeah, I've heard like 8 different variations of it. It comes up once a quarter at least.
Okay.
March, usually it's March, April, November. That's kind of bonus season.
Which is why I thought of it this time of year. In the corporate world, I used to get bonus now, and that's just before tax season. It was never a tax thing. I never thought about it tax-wise, but explain to me how it comes up in conversation with you and your clients, why people are asking about it, why they're considering the behavior of turning the thing off ahead of time, and how you consult and coach them around it, and the detriment or what that could cost them in the future.
All right. So I would say one of the legitimate reasons to do so is if your 401k does not have what's called a true up, and some 401ks do not have a true up. And I'll try to make it as simple as possible. Let's just say the annual 401k contribution is $24,000. It's not, but I need math to work. And you make $300,000 a year and you contribute 8%, 300,000 times 8%, you hit it right on the nose of $24,000. And let's say that all year long, you get a 3% match from your employer. So you make $300,000, you get a 3% match, that's $9,000. Now, let's say that this bonus occurs, and it's a large bonus. That's a significant portion of your total compensation. And let's say that after the first quarter of the year, you have hit your $24,000 max. Well, you only get your match in the pay periods in which you contribute. So if you've only contributed to your 401k for one quarter of the year, you do not get your full $9,000 match. You would get $2,250 of match. So by maxing out your 401k early, you could be losing $6,750 on the table of employer match, unless you have what's called a true up. And in a true up, the following year, your employer would come in and they would give you that additional $6,750. So that is the legitimate reason for why you would not want to be have your 401k contributions on during your bonus check.
Okay. What about it affects my wallet reason?
Yes. And I think I think it's a lack of planning, and, people think, oh, my bonus is taxed so high. I don't want, all these taxes coming out and a big portion going to my 401k. I'm not going to have a lot left to work with. I mean, I think that is the reality of it. And I think that is just a huge planning opportunity that really shouldn't happen. But at the end of the day, if the goal in my example is to get 24,000 into your 401k, I don't really care how you do it, as long as you don't lose money on your matching contributions. And the tax is going to be the tax. It doesn't really matter the sequence of earnings. At the end of the day, the IRS is just going to look at what was your total compensation, and they're going to spit out a number of what your total tax liability is. And you either underpaid or you overpaid.
See, I used to run into with contemporaries, it was never about the 401k, true up, max. It was never about that. It was about, my bonus is going to be 50 grand. My wife and I wanted to do X, Y, and Z. And if the 401k taps into it on top of taxes, which are normal, that 50 now looks like 28. And we can't do the project we wanted to do.
Yeah, it's just lack of planning, right? It's all it comes down to. It's just lack of planning. So proactive planning solves those problems. I think it's also very important to realize is that, bonuses are not taxed like every other paycheck, because if you normally make $5,000 a paycheck, when they do the calculation, it basically looks like, you get $5,000 every single paycheck, and that is, whatever 14% is withheld for taxes. You get a $50,000 bonus. Most of withholding software makes it look like you get $50,000 every paycheck, which now all of a sudden you have withholding at 37%. That is how it works at most places. So you do have kind of an over withholding on bonuses most of the time compared to what, as a percentage of what you would otherwise. So I get the pain of how the bonuses work.